Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I wanted to change the music up here. Eddie King. Eddie King. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
Nigga got that motherfucking Fed look. October 21st, 2021, it is exactly 12 noon. I started a little early, but that's all right. I'm going to be doing the show by myself today. I know Bam Bam Goku Pump was supposed to come on the show, but we couldn't get the times together, so he's not going to be here today. So we're going to go it alone, and that's fine. We're going to do our thing, man. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul. Let's check the markets real quick. Check the futures. The Dow futures are down 118. S&P futures are down 3. NASDAQ futures are up 45. The small caps are up 6. Want to give a shout out to my man or everybody that sent me Cash App yesterday or the day before. My man Eduardo, thank you for your Cash App. Royston Gibbs, man, that's my homeboy right there. Supports the channel, subscribes to all the channels, bought the books. Royston, thank you for that Cash App. Eduardo gave me another one, and my man, Kevion, thank you for the Cash App, man. Appreciate all of y'all. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul. So listen, man, I want to jump right into it. Self-confidence, believing in yourself. I put up a video this morning on this channel here during my morning coffee motivation. Make sure you check out the morning coffee motivation. I put up a video just about every morning, Monday through Friday, on this channel called Morning Coffee Motivation, where, you know, you and I, we get together, we have our coffee, and we set the tone for our day. And today I put up a joint on self-confidence, man. And, you know, it's unfortunate, and for everybody who's a parent, if you're a mother, if you're a father and you have a son, it's our responsibility to foster, germinate, water, tend to, grow, and strengthen our daughters and our sons' self-confidence and their belief in themselves. That's my job. Little Sean's confidence is my job. He's my son. His confidence is squarely on me. If he don't have it, if he grows up without it, I fucked up somewhere. That's my fault. If he grows up with it, that's my work. I instilled it in him. I'm 52 years old. I just got finished running 2.5 miles. I look amazing. I'm a tremendous individual. I'm an amazing person. Just got finished doing my 2 miles. I came in. I got my juice. I got sea moss in here. I got bladderwrack in here. I got carrot juice in here. I got suja Detox Matcha Mint in here. I got Suja Immunity, carrot and mango in here. I got the Trader Joe's organic green juice. I got it all mixed up in here. Let me take a sip. I'm probably gonna rock with this the rest of the day, you understand? Because my mind is strong enough where I could drink juice a whole day. Piece of cake, without a doubt. You know how I know? Because I did it for 7 days. Shout out to me, man. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul. No, it don't taste good, and that's fine. I've been stopped eating for taste, and I eat for health and wellness. $52 years old, looking back over my matriculation through the Clifton, New Jersey public school system. And I'm just saying Clifton, New Jersey public school systems because that's where I went to school, but it could be any public school system in the United States of America. I'm just talking about me. I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to talk about them. I don't gossip. I don't care what they do. I want to talk about me because I'm usually the problem in my life. Get him, Sean. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul. Nigga got that motherfucking fed. I want to talk about me because I am usually the problem in my life. I don't want to talk about nobody else. But looking back, to me, in my opinion, it would seem that an hour a day from kindergarten, first grade, all the way up through the 12th grade, instead of classes like wood shop, metal shop, home economics, music, that there should have been an hour dedicated every day to developing the belief and the confidence in a child. Man, David Andrews. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul. David Andrews, thank you for that super chat. There should have been an hour every day dedicated to building the belief in the child, self-confidence. And imagine what we would have been starting in kindergarten, first grade, and doing this every year. This should have been a required course, a mandatory course. What we would have been come graduation, senior year. Yeah. But it didn't exist. And what do I want to say? And that brings into question the curriculum of our school system, right? What is it really designed to do? Right? But getting back on topic, I didn't learn the importance. I learned the importance of believing in myself later on in life. And I know I've come to know that my man Corey up in Boston, man. Shout out to Corey up in Boston.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
Thank you for that super chat, Corey. That at some point in my life, I came to the realization that I was a shaky, insecure, fractured individual. I don't care nothing about y'all. I'm not scared of none of y'all. I'm not scared of none of y'all. I get butt naked on this microphone because I talk about me. Because I want to get better with me. Because when I'm better with me, I'm better with life. And when I'm better with life, I have more success. And I ended up, for whatever reason, and it could be a long show on that, a very shaky, insecure, fractured human being, and I had a beard. Check me out. Check me out. I had a beard. Which means I was of age. I was a man physically, but mentally, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, I was still a boy. Fuck all y'all. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. And I had to come and I said, Sean, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why do you always see the glass as half empty instead of half full? Why do you always focus on what could potentially go wrong, and it's just as easy to focus on what could potentially go right? Why do you focus on failing when it takes the same amount of energy to focus on succeeding? Why do you walk around with all these fears and insecurities? Why? And I had to go back. I had to go back and examine my life. And going way back to my childhood. And revisiting situations and incidents and occurrences and circumstances that wasn't comfortable, but that I had somehow blamed myself for, right? And that I had somehow voluntarily, through my own choice and my own volition, put on a jacket of shame for my true life, for my real life. And and as an early age, I began to compare my life to other kids' lives and to other kids. And I always seemed to never measure up in my own mind. Television had a tremendous influence on me comparing myself to what I saw on TV. And I came to the conclusion, rightfully so, that the sickness was inside of me. My illness was it my mental disease, my mental illness of low self-esteem and no self-belief and self-rejection. I had even dropped to the level of self-hatred. That was my illness, that was my disease, that it was inside of me. And that I was going to be the only one who could perform the surgery, who could perform the spiritual and mental surgery to remove the cancer from my soul and my mind. It was all on me. And I began to do that. And you see in the title, self-confidence, building your belief in yourself, man, it requires action and it is a work in progress. If you think that you gonna start working on your self-confidence on Tuesday and then by next Friday, you gonna be 100% there, nigga, you're fooling yourself. Fool them, devil. Fool them, devil. Fool them, devil. Fool them, devil. Nah, it don't come like that. If it took me years to go down into the basement, into the Dipsy dumpster, with the self-hatred, the self-loathing, the self-rejection, it's gonna take me just as long or almost as long to come up out of the basement. And I had to understand that I needed to find the courage to change. You got to find the courage to change. And I got sick and tired of feeling the way that I was feeling about myself. And I needed something to hold on to. I needed something to hold on to. And there's ups and downs in this thing, man. Your confidence is based on your mind. It's based on your mind. It ain't who you hang around. It ain't what you do. It has nothing to do with your belief system. It has nothing to do with where you worship or whatever you do on that style. You can't pray for it. You got to work at this, man. You got to build it yourself from the ground up. And I remember, I'm going to tell y'all this story. At the age of 45, I ended up in federal prison. Done. Spiritually, mentally, and physically bankrupt. No confidence again. Right? And not knowing at that point that all of the things leading up, all of the unaddressed issues that I had my whole life, shit that I was afraid to look at, that I didn't address because I was too cowardly to look at it, had landed me where I was at, right? But when I got there, I began to change, and I needed to be broken all the way down. I needed to be broken all the way down to nothing in order to get my attention. And I remember this was a true turning point in my belief in myself and in my confidence. We had a chess tournament. There was about 9 units at Morgantown. You had Bates, you had Alex, you had Gerard, Randolph, Carlson, a few others. And they put together a chess tournament of the best chess players in the unit against another unit. And I got in the tournament, and I was playing this guy from another unit. He was from Detroit. And, I was, back broken again, lost all my money, lost custody of Little Sean, lost all my stuff. Y'all know the story, but I have to repeat it for maybe the people that are new. Lost my broker's license, lost 935,000 cash, 9 rental properties, the whole shit. I was fucked up. And I was in this tournament and it was a race to 5. And I was playing this dude from Detroit. And he was beating me 4 games to 1. He was beating me 4 games to 1. And we started the 6th game, but then they closed the compound. So we couldn't finish that day. And I went back to the unit and all of those negative thoughts came back. All of those self-fulfilling doom and gloom thoughts came back. You gonna lose. You getting your ass kicked. He beating you 4-1. You can't come back. You done lost all your money. You done lost Sean. You done lost everything. You ain't shit. All that shit came back. And I don't know what happened, but the next day we got back together and we resumed the tournament. It was at the end of the day. It was after we came back from dinner from Mainline. And me and my man sat down. And I beat him 4 games straight.
Nigga got that motherfucking fed look.
We sat down and we played and I beat him 4 games straight. And that was a turning point in my life. Y'all got to hear me, man. That was a turning point in my life. And I remember the 9th game, he took my queen early in the game. He took my queen. And those of y'all that play chess, you know the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. And, if somebody takes your queen, that can easily, like that, make you just give up and quit and say, damn, he took my piece. But I didn't. And I kept fighting, and I ended up winning the game, right? And when I checkmated him, I stood up, and I said, checkmate, Sean G. Gerard unit, because somebody was keeping score. And y'all, that was a turning point. Not in my day, but this was in my life. Because I fought back, right? And I won. And I was there with me, and I saw me fight back and win. And when we was walking back to the unit, I was on cloud 9. And we got back to the unit, man, and niggas was like, yo, Sean, niggas was talking shit. And the dude from his unit, his niggas was on him like, damn, man, you let that nigga beat you 4 straight. And we went back to my unit. You know me, I beat that nigga 4 straight, man. I beat that nigga. And this was a turning point for me, man. A little small chess tournament in prison made me believe again. Gave me some belief again, man. And that's when I began to see that the smallest little things, man, those small victories, they count. Don't fucking overlook them. You got to count them small victories, and you got to tell yourself, good job, Sean. Those small victories count, because after we did the chess tournament, you know, Sean, you can make a comeback. Look at the comeback you just made. You can make a comeback in your life, Sean. And that was early in my bid, man. That was early. That was when I had first got to Morgantown, man. And there was some other small victories, man. You know, I got a bunch of stories on that. Let me tell you another story. Y'all want to hear another story? About self-con. Yo, Vito, what up? But anyway, you got to count them small victories in your life. And you got to talk to yourself. You got to have a conversation with yourself. First, the first thing you got to do is, first of all, you got to be brave enough and courageous enough to admit that you have a problem with your self-esteem. You have to be brave enough and bold and courageous enough to admit that you have issues with believing in yourself. You have to admit that. That's the first step. And then once you admit that, now you have to pull out the magnifying glass and the microscope and the flashlight, and you have to turn these things inward on you. I'm not fucking playing with you. I'm not fucking scared of you. I'm not joking with you. I'm not playing with you on this goddamn channel. Go over there with the buffoonery. You got to take your magnifying glass, your telescope, your microscope, and your flashlight and the searchlight, and stop turning it on everybody you've been blaming your whole life, and turn that shit back on you and ask yourself, man, what the fuck is wrong with me? I have to figure this out. And you have to go inside of you and you have to do the work. I can't help you with that. Nobody can help you with that, because you know what you went through. All I can tell you is what I did. This is the shit I did. And there's freedom in that. There's freedom in that. That's the only way the shackles of your past, you're going to be able to break them off of your mind. A lot of us, and a lot of you still, and even me in certain instances, we have these handcuffs and these chains on our dome, these shackles on our brains that people have told us when we were younger, don't do that. You can't do that. You can't go over there. Only they could do that. You can't be that. Bad information. And this was told to us by motherfuckers who had low self-esteem, man. Shaw, get him, Shaw, get him, Shaw, get him, Shaw, get him, Shaw. Yeah. We were raised and groomed by people that were broken and fractured too.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
And they taught us in our malleable and impressionable minds, they gave us what was given to them in a lot of cases, and that had been given to them. Whew, this is deep. This is deep. But I refused to give to little Sean what was given to me. And I had to forgive the people who gave it to me because they didn't know no better. And then I had to forgive myself for believing the shit that they told me. And then I had to unbelieve. Get him, Sean. Get him, Sean.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
I had to unbelieve. I had to get an eraser. I had to write it down, and I had to get the eraser and erase a lot of the shit that I had learned coming up through the ranks. It was no longer useful. And I used to say this a lot to myself when I was in the joint. I used to say, Sean, this is your chance to start all over. You got a brand new chalkboard and a brand new box of chalk. What happened back then, it don't matter no more. You've gone back, you've dealt with it, you've looked at it, you've analyzed it, you've accepted it. Now you're ready to move on. And at 47 years old, you got a new chalkboard, a new blackboard. I don't know if they have these in schools no more, but when I was going to school, you had a big blackboard. And you got a brand new box of chalk, and you can write on this blackboard whatever it is that you want. You could start all over. And that's what I did. And in the beginning, when you working on this stuff, it's ups and downs. Some days I would believe, then the next day I didn't believe. Then I would kind of somewhat believe. Then I would believe a great deal. Then I would have some self-doubt would creep in. Then I would bring it back up, and then it would come back down to self-hatred. Then I would get it up. When you flying up in a plane, you're gonna hit turbulence as you get up. But once you get up over the clouds, the plane flies smooth. So on your way up, it's gonna be 15 minutes, a half an hour, you're going to be super confident. 3 hours later, you're going to be like, man, I can't do this. It don't work. You wake up the next day, you be like, yo, I'm finna try this again. I feel better. It's ups and downs. It's a work in progress. And the more days you put in a row of believing in yourself, it becomes second nature to you as time goes on. The same way we put days in a row of destroying ourselves, and it became second nature that we just destroyed ourselves and told ourselves we wasn't shit, and told ourselves you can't do that, and told ourselves we wasn't good enough, and told ourselves he better than me, and told ourselves she better than me, and told ourselves they better than me, and told ourselves that I can't do it. And it became second nature to us, and it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, and we lived our lives that way, and we bore out those circumstances of lack because that's what we thought in our domes. So we gonna flip that shit. We're gonna flip that shit, and we're gonna start believing. We're gonna start saying, I'm the best. We're gonna start saying, man, I could do that. That's a piece of cake. And we're gonna start saying, my best days are in front of me. We're gonna start saying, I got that motherfucking fed look. And we're going to start saying, man, I look good. And we're going to start saying, I'm going to step to that honey. And we're going to start saying, I'm going to hit that. And we're going to start saying, I'm going to get my CDL. And we're going to start saying, I'm going to get my real estate license. And the more these days we put in order, succession, it'll become second nature to us. Your self-confidence, to build it up, it's a work in progress, man. It took me years. It took me years to get here. I believe in me. I believe in me. Wholeheartedly. Because I know I'm all I got. And when I came home from the joint immediately I began to speak life into little Sean. He was 5 years old. And I started to, all the work that I had did, my job was to prevent him from having to do the work that I had to do. He'll have to do some work because I'm not a perfect motherfucker. And things will happen to him in his life that'll, knock him down and he'll have to get up. But he'll be way further out front than where I was. And that's why when you see him on the videos with me, he act like me because I speak that into him. He excels at all the sports that he do because I compete with him. I play chess with him. I beat him. He ain't beat me yet. When we play dominoes, He beat me sometimes. I beat him sometimes. But I don't never let that nigga beat me. Never. I used to be able to beat him at Old Maid or matching. You get a deck of cards and you put them all face down and you look for a 6. And you got to find the other 6 to match. And if I can't beat him no more. I used to destroy him. I can't beat him no more. His memory's better than mine. I be trying. I compete with him to the fullest. I'm never gonna let him beat me at chess. He ain't beat me yet. And you know why? I don't let him beat me when we play basketball, when we play wiffle ball, when we play stickball. When I do anything with Little Sean, I compete like I'm competing against y'all. I don't care. And I'm gonna be even more harder on him than I'm gonna be on anybody. Because I'm gonna be looking forward to that day that he beat me at chess. That he really truly beat me. Because that day he beats me, he's gonna know if I can beat my dad, I can beat anybody in the world. Yeah. Sean, what's up?
Astigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Astigmatism in my soul.
Okay.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
Yo, man, I'm going to bring on, I got a call I'm going to call. This is a brother I met down in Miami. He came to my the entrepreneurship leadership conference I put on. And he's a very tech savvy dude. You see my screen with the spinning Fed Look coin and the bottom third, the green with my website, Gunby Publishing, and the Cash App and all that. He did this. He put this together for me. He put this whole thing together for me. And I want to bring him on. I'm going to call him now and bring him on. We're going to talk about it. He's an entrepreneur. He's going to tell us what he's got going on. And we're going to talk a little bit about self-confidence too.
Sean.
Yo, Chris, what's up, man?
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Welcome to the show. Yo, everybody, I got my man on the line, man. This is Chris down in... Chris, where you at? You in Orlando, Florida?
Yep, in Orlando.
Okay. Chris, can I put your phone number up on the screen?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my man, Chris. Here's his phone number. Now, Chris, talk to the people and tell them what you do. Give us your social media, your Instagram and all of that. And tell us what you do because we wanna support you.
Okay, cool. I actually probably put everything up inside the chat. But so I'm Chris. I am the lead designer and the owner of a digital marketing firm here in Orlando, Florida called Dynamic Design. And basically web development and automation as well as graphic design takes up a large amount of our clientele. Pretty much I started Dynamic Designs back in 2013. I did that pretty much coming right out of school. I went to University of Central Florida here in Orlando. I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida. So basically, I picked up graphic design around the age of 14. I actually wanted to make a album cover for myself at the time. Was trying to do rap music, and I would go on the forums and I'd be like, "Hey man, how'd you make that?" And the person would say, "Oh, I made it on Photoshop." So just being young at the time, I was always in the computers. So I would go online and literally, if I didn't know anything, I would just look it up. So I went on Google. I looked up how can I get Photoshop. So it was a version for me to download. I went on there and I just started doing tutorials. And that's how I picked up graphic design, which eventually integrated into web design later on, and which allowed me to pretty much, come right out of school and just start doing my own thing because I had people on the side that I was doing work for, and I had enough experience and was still building experience at, doing my thing. So that's how I got started. So, go ahead.
So now, Chris, you do websites. You could do a website.
Yeah, websites is what I primarily do. I love doing websites, so I can do anything from, I typically do most of my work in WordPress, but I do a lot of, I can do programming and coding as well.
Okay, so you can make a real live interactive website, not no little rinky dink bullshit website. We're talking about a real live professional corporate website. That's something that you can do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I like to thrive at, doing websites on the corporate level. And obviously I can do anything as far as people who are starting up, but I've done, websites on all different kind of scales and also e-commerce website too.
E-commerce. Now you could do apps too, right?
Yeah. So I do apps as well. For the apps, I like to keep them, a little bit simple, but yeah, I can do apps as well. And I like to have those pretty much be a reflection of the website, and it can integrate with your website as well.
Yeah, man. Because I'm when my money get a little stronger, man, I'm gonna be coming back to you for an app, man. And y'all listen. Chris made this. Chris, how did you make this? This header and all this stuff that people are looking at on you did this from scratch, right? This green thing and the spinning coin and all that.
Yeah. So basically what I did, I took the elements from, I created the elements in Photoshop first, and then I basically took those elements, I put them in Adobe After Effects, which is a video editing program. And within that, I was able to basically create the effects that you have here. And then I set it up for you in the OBS software, which lets you import any of your assets, such as photos or videos.
Okay. Now, Chris, let me ask you something. What about your Instagram? You got Instagram?
I do have Instagram. Honestly, I'm not really that active. It's Eyenamic Designs, EYENAMIC Designs.
EYENAMIC?
Yeah.
Eyenamic Designs.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting it up on the screen so they can Eyenamic Designs, okay, on Instagram.
Yeah, so anybody can hit me up there. And I mean, I'm always active as far as DM goes, and that's why I send a lot of people who send messages and stuff through Instagram. I'm not really active as far as posts go, because mainly I just try to use it as a communication method, and also I'm trying to get people to really utilize websites a little bit more as well, because at the end of the day, when you have social media, you want to be able to capitalize and send those subscribers somewhere. And because just as we saw like a week and a half ago, whenever Instagram, Facebook went down for several hours, that I know that probably was a hindrance to several people. So, I mean, to several hundreds, if not thousands of people. So I feel like, you at the end of the day, you still want to have a means where people can reach you outside of social media, especially because the platforms are free and we're kind of at their mercy.
Right. Now, Chris, your phone number is 407-760-2718.
Yeah, so people can hit me up there, and that's my direct line. So I have a business number as well, but I mean, you might as well put this number up because whenever you hit my business line, you're going to reach this number anyway. So anybody can reach me through text message or phone call. If you send me a call or anything, just make sure you leave a voicemail that if I don't pick up, because a lot of times I get robocallers and spam and stuff. So I want to be able to call you back.
Okay, and how's your pricing?
So a lot of times it just depends on what people want. Yeah, it definitely is competitive, but also it is very affordable based on an investment. So if you're really, I encourage people who really want a professionally made website to really consider return on investment, because I mean sometimes you really get people who are charging a lot. I mean honestly, there are agencies that do the same work I do for $40,000, and my price is like nowhere near that. So I don't I try to make sure. Most of the time those agencies are charging that money because they have a lot of other people to pay. With me, a lot of times you're working directly with me, and I'm the one that's getting your site done. I can get them done in less than a month,
That's right. That's
if
right.
not sooner. And also on top of that, as far as the pricing goes, it depends on what platform you want to use. But typically, my average, if I'm working with small businesses, I've done websites for less than 10,000. If I'm working for people who are like solopreneurs, your entrepreneur who's just working on their own one man business, then typically I can do those less than a couple thousand. And it just depends on your content too. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to make sure that they have that return on investment, because a website is not only a promo tool, but it can also be a utility to really help bring you leads and also help manage those leads and keep those people engaged, just as they would on social media.
My man. And yo, let me tell y'all, man, when Chris put this thing here together for me, this podcast, we was on the phone together. He worked hand in hand with me for hours. We worked on this thing. And even when it was shit I couldn't do, he didn't need me. He would say, yo, Sean, let me get back to you tomorrow. He would work on it overnight and, walk me through. And he pretty much set up this whole setup here you see that I got here with the podcast. So, hey, Chris, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show. I'm gonna be down in Orlando, man. I'm coming down. Papa Duck is doing a producer exclusive that he does, I guess, at Soundbar. Is there a club in Orlando called Soundbar?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on November the 17th, and I talked to him last night, so I think I'm gonna come down. He's gonna let me get on the mic and do some motivational speaking. So I'm gonna probably come down. So when I come down, we're gonna definitely get together, man. And I appreciate you for coming on the show, and thank you for everything you've done for me and for the channel, man.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you, Sean. You already know, my door's open to you anytime. So, just let me know anytime you need something. I'm here for you, man.
And shout out to Push, man. Shout out to Push down in Florida too.
Yeah, Miami.
Check my man.
That's Mitra Firm.
Mitra Firm. Check out my man Push on the Mitra Firm. If you go on Chris's website, you'll see Push there. If you got any auto accidents or anything in the state of Florida, make sure you reach out to the Mitra Firm, man. Hey, Chris, I'm gonna holler at you later on, kid.
All right, for sure, Sean. I appreciate you, man.
You got it.
Easy.
Peace. So yeah, man, that's where we at, man. I'm pretty much good, man. I'm pretty much good for the day. I hope everybody enjoyed the live today. And anybody got any questions real quick? Because I think I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. Make sure you reach out to my man Chris, man. 407-760-2718. His Instagram is right there at iNamic Designs, man. My man is dope. He's dope. He's gonna work with you, and the product that he puts out is good. You looking at it, man. And he put my the live stream of my event in Miami. He came down and hooked that up for me, man. So he really knows how to do the back office technical stuff, man. But shout out to everybody that came through today. Shout out to my man David Andrews for the super chat. Corey, what's up in Boston? Self-esteem high. Where your self-esteem at? Confidence is key. My confidence level needs some work, but listening to Sean G helps the process. Peace. Yeah, we all can work on our self-confidence, man. It's a work in progress, man. It's a work in progress. Quadrex, what up, man? I see you. I want to reach out to Joey Diaz, man. I hope he starts back soon, man. I want to try to do something with him, man. things are looking up. You know, we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep pushing. Shout out to everybody. Yo, Quadrex, I appreciate you. Eddie Kane in the building. Retired Maniac. Ricardo, what's going on, man? I'm out of here. I may go live tomorrow. I probably will, man. Subscribe to the channel. Share this link. Thanks for hitting the like button, and I'm going to see y'all later on. Yo, Chris, they go Chris right there, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow Chris. Yo, Vito, what up, man? All right, peace, y'all.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
Yeah. Sean, what's up?
Astigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Astigmatism in my soul.
Okay. You got it, man?